So it's day two, about 7 a.m. I decided to come back out here and start working on it again. Um, One thing I always do, and I always just tell people to do, is you can't put a price on being able to see out of a windshield. All right. So in order to do that, what I always do is Invisiglass, and then take a razor blade, spray it down with Invisiglass, and just take a razor blade and scrape all the gunk off it. And this particular vehicle was underneath a tree, so it's just the windshield is just nasty. It's clean. It's no uh, cracks or anything in it. Um, but what I'll do is I'll scrape all that gunk off it, and then we're gonna throw a coat of wax over it too, because it basically acts like Rain-X when you do that. Just like I said, you can't put a price on being able to see out your windshield. Always also use good wiper blades. So after scraping down the windshield and all that, we're going to apply that coat of wax. But another fun fact, um, what you can do, like if you live in an area where you have really bad like acid rain spots in your windows, because a lot of these older vehicles, especially stuff from like the 80s and early 90s, they're going to have a lot of like fisheye looking things on the window, which is just acid rain. What you can do is that same wax treatment, but get yourself a steel wool pad and put the wax on the pad or on the window and just basically use this as a waxing pad. And what that'll do is it doesn't scratch the glass or anything like that. Don't get on the paint, obviously, but you just buff it in and it takes out about all of those little acid rain spots. Now it takes some labor, but it makes the glass look nice, and nice looking glass really adds value to a car. Nobody wants to pay money for wiper blades. They always run the cheapest crap possible. I understand that wiper blades suck because you got to replace them, what, 2, 3 times a year? Well, I have maybe a solution. Ollie's Bargain Outlet, $6. They've already got the curve built into them. Who knows how long they'll last, but hell, $6 a piece. Better than any auto parts store that I can find. So we'll get to actually restoring the headliner later, but for now, just so it's not hitting my damn head, we're just gonna cut it out and leave the backing up there because I'm sick of that thing dragging. So. All right, now all we gotta do is worry about that back padding flaking off and falling in our eyes and stuff like that. But it's cold this time of year, so the windows will be up, and I'm sure the heater vents will blow it all around. That'd be fun. But yeah, to technically do it right, what we'll end up doing is we'll take all the plastic interior trim pieces off and drop the whole board out of it and do it correctly. Eventually, I'm not getting there yet. So once we dive into that, we'll talk about it. So I've always liked the look of these things without a roof rack on top. So we're going to take all that crap off and just have a bare roof on it. Want to know why? Because we can, and I still don't have parts. So we've got plenty of other work we could do, so we're just going to knock some shit out. So we've got some winter weather coming, and what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pressure wash the engine bay. I just sprayed it down with some degrease from Mill soap, and we're going to pressure wash the roof and all that stuff. Just try to get all the mold and mildew off it that's has on it. It's like only 40 degrees, so we're going to try to do this as fast as possible and get this thing back inside. All right, day two. We just went and drove it again after we pressure washed and degreased everything. It's got like a minor stumble every now and again. It's like it's almost like it's dropping out TPS signal or something like that. I'm gonna have to get an actual scanner on it with live data to see what we're losing. But it just does it like for a split moment and then it picks right back up like nothing happened. So that was got up to 5th gear, went to 4 low, 4 high. Everything works good. So we're just gonna let this thing sit here and dry for a minute. We don't really have any parts today, and being with the storms coming, I doubt that I'm going to be able to get any parts today. So we'll just keep tinkering with what we got, and we'll go from there. Put a feeler out there last night about parts and stuff like that for this Cherokee, and we got a hit. So we're going to go up to Winston. It's about an hour drive or so, and there's a pick and pull lot that has got a few of those Jeep Cherokees out there. See, the thing is, I called them and they won't tell me what's on them, but I've looked around the Charlotte area. I couldn't find anything of convenience. So this is a pretty well-known junkyard that not a lot of people scour parts from. So hopefully they'll have a hood and fenders and all that stuff for us. If not, maybe we can find something at least. So we're going to try to get there before the weather turns, because like I had mentioned earlier, there's that storm coming. So if it does come, I brought all my rain gear and all that stuff, so wish me luck. All right, good times. It's 4 o'clock now on day 2. We are headed back to Charlotte from Winston, and we got a lot of parts. Still hunting fenders. I haven't found any good fenders. That junkyard up there didn't have much on that aspect, unfortunately. But we got a hood, we got an entire front grille, we got all of our marker lights. I ended up finding a serpentine belt and a couple of little goodies that I'll probably wind up selling. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty legit here shortly. We're gonna get home and probably throw this hood on. I can't put that grill on, unfortunately, because I gotta put the fenders on first, I believe. So good day right here. So probably gonna be a snow day tomorrow. Probably gonna take that off, but we'll see. See ya. So serpentine belts are really expensive for these for whatever reason. Like, I don't know, what, 30 bucks a piece or something like that. Like, here's your old one. It is pretty hammer timed. I got one at the scrapyard, pretty good shape, for $6. So I trust that one way more than the one that was on it. So we're gonna try that, and we ended up finding a new hood for it. It's in pretty good shape, and let me show you the rest of the goodies that we got today at the junkyard. So here's our new hood. It's pretty dent free, because there's our old hood behind here. It's really bad over there on that corner, but our new to us front grille assembly, it even has the sweet custom insert. How about that? We even found these custom smoked lenses to go with the front. It was all part of that one assembly, so that would be cool instead of that amber stuff and the clear stuff, I guess. So that would be good. We didn't wind up finding any fenders or anything like that, but we got a hood and a front grille assembly, so we will continue the search for fenders, which I'm sure at this point the fenders are going to be trivial. We got the big stuff out of the way. So tonight's plan, now that we're done doing everything, it's what, 6 o'clock or something like that. What we'll wind up doing is we'll put that new belt on it. We'll get the E-fan in there. I ended up finding one of those, because for whatever reason this didn't have one in it. Don't know why. We'll go ahead and do all that, and we should be good to go for snowpocalypse tomorrow. And then maybe we'll take this thing out if it does snow, and rip around the town a little bit, because, you know, it's North Carolina, everything's going to shut down. We'll see. So what we're going to wind up doing here is we put the E-fan in that we got from the junkyard, and to test it out, what I'm going to wind up doing is I'm going to pull the coolant temp sensor off of it, because that should tell the computer automatically just to keep this on, because hey, we might be overheating, we just don't know it. And then at the same time, this also kicks on when the AC is triggered to come on, but the AC system right now is empty, so I don't know if it's going to tell the computer to turn on or whatever it is. But that's how we're going to test it. I don't have a multimeter or anything here to actually do it correctly. So we're just going to basically force the computer to be like, hey, you got to turn on. And then at that point too, it's going to be like, all right, it'll determine whether the fan is bad or something's wrong with the computer and the thing. I'm hoping it should just turn on, but just to explain it to a full extent, that's the reason why we're going to do what we're going to do. So, yeah, that's it. So that's the end of day 2. So now we're gonna move into day 3 and 4, and maybe it'll be a little bit more in depth. Day 2 was just kind of just get some little detail stuff done. It wasn't really technical, but you probably learned a little bit about like, hey, I can make my derelict piece of crap actually look halfway decent at the very least. So with that being said, we're gonna roll into day 3 and 4, and hopefully figure out what the little blip is in the engine. It just kind of has like a little misfeed, like I said, like it seems like a TPS, but I don't have my scanner. This was before I had all my tools down here and all that stuff. So let's move into day 3 and 4, and we're gonna try to knock out a big chunk of the work. And at that juncture, we're almost to the end of it. Like this is just little nitty gritty stuff now. We've got a bulk of our parts, and we're ready to rock and roll. So I think day 3 and 4 is going to be kind of a snow day situation. So we might not get anything done other than just rip around the yard, but we'll see. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and watch the next one. And thanks for watching this one. I appreciate it.